My friend Caroline used this on a man who had not looked at her twice in 3 years, and within 2 weeks, he was calling her every single night. She did not change her face, her body, or her clothes. She changed the way she played the game inside his mind. Today, I am going to teach you 7 dark psychology tricks that make anyone, and I mean anyone, completely obsessed with you. Hello, my gorgeous people. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before you judge the title, let me be very clear about something. These are not evil tricks to destroy people. These are powerful psychological tools that smart people have been using for centuries to create deep attraction and connection. The difference is, most people use them without even knowing it. Today, I am going to make you aware of every single one so you can use them intentionally. Whether you want someone to notice you, respect you, or fall completely for you, this video is your blueprint. Trust me, after this one, you will never see human interaction the same way again. Before we start, tell me honestly in the comments, have you ever met someone who had this strange power over people and you could never figure out how they did it? All right, let us get straight into it. Trick number 1, the power of strategic absence. Most people think that being around someone constantly will make them want you more. That is completely wrong. The human brain does not obsess over what is always available. It obsesses over what disappears. My client Evelyn was texting a man every single morning, every afternoon, every night. He barely responded. I told her, vanish for 1 week, do not call, do not text, do not even view his stories. She thought I was insane. 7 days later, he sent her 14 messages in one night asking where she went. That is how the brain works. When something familiar suddenly disappears, your mind goes into panic mode trying to get it back. You do not have to play games, you just have to understand that your absence is more powerful than your presence ever will be. Trick number 2, the unfinished story technique. This one is so sneaky and so effective. When you are talking to someone, never finish your most interesting thought. Start telling them something exciting, something personal, something that pulls them in, and then stop. Say something like, actually, never mind, I should not have brought that up. Their brain will not be able to let it go. My neighbor Ruth did this accidentally on a date once. She started telling a story about something crazy that happened in her 20s and then said, "Oh, I cannot tell you that yet. We barely know each other." That man asked her about it on every single date for the next 3 months. The human brain cannot handle incomplete information. It will chase the ending like a dog chasing its own tail. Trick number 3, mirror their energy but slightly less. This one is brilliant. When someone is excited to see you, be warm but slightly less excited. When they text you a paragraph, reply with something genuine but shorter. This tiny gap between their energy and yours creates a magnetic pull. They will unconsciously try to close that gap by investing more. My client Danielle started doing this with a coworker who had been ignoring her for months. She stopped matching his cold energy and instead gave him warmth, but always just a little less than what he gave back. Within 3 weeks, he was bringing her coffee every morning, and he could not even explain why. Trick number 4, the vulnerability bomb. Now, this one is the opposite of what most dark psychology content will tell you. Everyone says, be mysterious, be cold, be untouchable. But here is the twist. One single moment of unexpected vulnerability from someone who appears strong is more powerful than 1,000 compliments. My friend Caroline, the one I mentioned earlier, she was always confident, always in control. One night, she looked at that man and said, "You know, sometimes I feel like nobody actually sees the real me." That one sentence broke through every wall he had built. He told her later that was the exact moment he knew he wanted to be with her. Strength makes people admire you, but vulnerability at the right moment makes people bond to you permanently. Trick number 5, give unexpected specific compliments. Not generic ones like "you are beautiful" or "you are amazing." Those mean nothing anymore because everyone says them. Instead, notice something tiny that nobody else would notice. The way she organizes her desk, the way he pauses before answering a serious question, the way they tilt their head when they are thinking hard. My daughter told me about a man who said to her, "I love how you always touch your necklace when you are about to say something honest." She told me, "Mary, nobody in my entire life has ever noticed that about me." That one sentence made her feel more seen than years of "I love you" from her ex-husband. Specific compliments tell someone, "I am paying attention to you in a way nobody else does." And that kind of attention is addictive. Trick number 6, become the person who walks away first. This sounds brutal, but it is pure psychology. In every interaction, the person who is willing to leave first holds all the power. Not because leaving is a trick, but because it signals that you value yourself more than you fear losing them. My client Sandra was in a situationship for 2 years with a man who could not commit. One day, she looked at him and said, "I think you are wonderful, but this is not enough for me. I wish you the best." She walked away with tears in her eyes, and she meant every word. He showed up at her door 11 days later and asked her to marry him. I am not making this up. 11 days. When someone realizes you are genuinely capable of walking away, their brain recalculates your entire value in an instant. Trick number 7, the name technique. This is the simplest trick on this entire list, but do not underestimate it. Use someone's name more than normal in conversation. Not every sentence, that would be creepy. But drop their name in moments where it matters. When you greet them, when you ask them something personal, when you say goodbye. My husband's friend Martin told me that a woman he barely knew said "Goodnight, Martin" in such a warm, specific way that he thought about her for 3 straight days. Your own name is the most beautiful sound your brain can hear. When someone uses it intentionally and warmly, it creates an instant feeling of intimacy and importance. Out of these 7 tricks, which one shocked you the most? Drop the number in the comments and let me know which one you are going to try first. Now let me explain why these tricks work so deeply on the human brain. First, every single one of these tricks targets the dopamine system. Dopamine is not the happiness chemical like most people think. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical. Your brain releases the most dopamine not when it gets what it wants, but when it is expecting something and does not know if it will get it. That is why absence, unfinished stories, and unpredictable energy work so powerfully. They keep the other person's brain in a constant state of wanting more. Second, these tricks work because they target the deep human need to feel special. Every person walking on this earth is quietly asking one question: do you see me? Not my job, not my clothes, not my status, but the real me. When you give someone a specific compliment, or use their name warmly, or show unexpected vulnerability, you are answering that question with a loud yes. My friend Pauline told me once, the people we become obsessed with are never the most attractive ones. They are the ones who made us feel like we were the only person in the room. That is the deepest truth about human psychology right there. Third, these tricks work because they shift the power balance. In any relationship, whether it is romantic or professional or friendship, there is always a subtle power dynamic. The person who needs the other person less holds more influence. Strategic absence, walking away first, mirroring with less energy, all of these signal that you are valuable, that your time matters, that you are not desperate. And the moment someone perceives you as high value, their brain automatically starts working harder to keep you. It is not manipulation. It is simply understanding how the human mind processes value and scarcity. Does this make sense now? Type "It all makes sense" in the comments if you finally understand why certain people have this magnetic pull that you could never explain before. Now here is the most important part of this entire video. These tricks are powerful, and power must be used responsibly. First rule: never use these on someone you do not genuinely care about. If your intention is to hurt someone or control them, these tools will eventually destroy you too. Use them to deepen connection, not to create destruction. My client Evelyn used the absence trick to get his attention, but once she had it, she showed up fully, honestly, and with real love. That is why they are still together today. The trick got his attention, but her authenticity kept his heart. Second rule: do not use all 7 at once on the same person. You will short-circuit their brain, and they will either run away terrified or become unhealthily attached. Pick 2 or 3 that feel natural to your personality and use them gently. My neighbor Ruth only ever uses the unfinished story technique and the specific compliment trick. That is it. Just 2, and people are absolutely drawn to her everywhere she goes. Third rule: the most powerful version of these tricks is when they stop being tricks and become part of who you are. When you genuinely become someone who values their own time, who notices the small things in people, who is brave enough to be vulnerable, who does not chase anyone out of desperation. That is not manipulation. That is personal evolution. My friend Caroline did not just use these tricks once. She became the kind of woman who naturally walks with that energy. And now she does not need tricks anymore because she became the most magnetic version of herself. If you are going to use these responsibly and with good intentions, type "power with purpose" in the comments because I want to know I am teaching the right people. Listen to me. The biggest thing I want you to take from today is this: you do not need to change your face, your body, or your bank account to make people obsessed with you. You need to understand how the human mind works and use that knowledge with kindness and confidence. These 7 tricks have been used by the most magnetic people in history. And now you know them too. The question is, what are you going to do with this power? If this video opened your eyes, subscribe to this channel right now and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. I love you all. Go out there and be unforgettable, and I will see you in the next one, my darlings.